What's up, y'all? It is Kiara the Woman, and welcome to another affair of a Single Mother Success podcast where we discuss all things womanhood and provide weekly doses of self love, empowerment, and insight to the mental and spiritual being of you as a woman, no matter where you are in your womanhood journey. Okay, warm welcome back to the wonderful women under the sound of my voice. On this episode, I am handing out gems and jewels to place in our crowns in the name of setting them boundaries. I really need to get a soundboard because, like, some drum rolls would have been cool right in that moment, but it's okay. This episode of the ASMS podcast is brought to you by Boundaries Being Set Incorporated and hosted by Kiara the Woman, as always, who has learned a little something about setting them boundaries and boundary setting. So let's get into it. Okay, that was just my intro. I had practiced that, y'all. What y'all think about that? I thought it was cute. So, anyway, so the first thing I'm gonna say is, I just clapped my hands. I hope y'all didn't hear that. I'm working on my etiquettes, y'all. Oh my gosh, this is season 1 though. So yeah, the first thing I'm gonna say is a lack of boundaries is a lack of self-love. And a lack of boundaries is a lack of self-love. And lastly, a lack of boundaries is equivalent to a lack of self-love. And yeah, that's the episode. The credit, no, I'm just kidding, that wasn't the episode. So anyways, but really that is what this episode is about: setting boundaries. Your life without boundaries allows for people who see and know that you don't have any boundaries to take advantage of you because you don't have any boundaries. And like, that's important that we know that. So a couple of ways like to recognize that you don't have any boundaries. No boundaries looks like saying yes to everyone all the time. This is also formally known as like people pleasing or ass kissing. And lack of boundary also looks like not speaking up for yourself when you've been disrespected, allowing people to enter your space without permission, allowing people to manage your space in the ways that aren't acceptable to you. Um Also giving people chance after chance to mistreat you and accepting things that you know you don't deserve and settling, like, all of these things and more for sure show a consistent lack of boundaries. So yeah. Also in terms of like parenting, this just came to me. In terms of parenting, and lack of boundaries looks like you making a decision for your child and allowing other people to disregard the decision you made. And I can heavily relate to this topic, especially when it comes to like on the parenting side, because my mom, for some reason, I don't know if there are other like women out here who experience this, but like your mom, the grandmothers, they put on like these glasses or these lenses that are like, the child does no wrong and you're like this mean parent. And I literally have to remind my mom of like how she was to me as a parent, and then be like, so would you rather him had you as a mother, or am I doing a pretty good job? And then the conversation kind of ends right there. And then there's other times where I have to be like, mom, no, you can't give him that, or he can't go with you there, or he can't do this and he can't do that, or he is just certain things. I have to set boundaries with my mom to say that he can't do certain things, especially if he is on punishment. So yeah. And then on the other hand, when it comes to a relationship, I can I realized that I actually realized what boundaries were after like I realized that I didn't have any. I realized what boundaries were. So, yeah. Hold on, my son. Okay, he just walked in here to bother me, I guess. So, anyways, what was I saying? Did I say something about my mom already? And I lost my train of thought. I swear he don't be coming in here unless he just be coming in here to throw me off. I just know it. I just know it. That's just what I'm going with. I just know it because I waited so long to before I started recording because I knew he was gonna run in and out, and I already told him that I was recording. But he hear me back here talking, he gonna run back here and try to cause a distraction of some sort. But I love him though, so it's okay. So anyways, I thought I had boundaries. Thought. I literally thought that I had boundaries in a relationship, and I actually realized what boundaries were, and I learned how to set them. And then I learned how to set them, and it became clear that I actually didn't have any when I learned. That's what I was saying. I learned how to set boundaries, and when I learned how to set boundaries, that's when it became clear to me that I actually didn't even have any. And I actually just started reading this book. And the book actually started confirming all of the realizations about boundaries that I was coming to when I realized I needed to start setting some, which made me realize that I didn't have any because it's not like I had to go back and edit any. No, I had to make them up. I had to create boundaries because I didn't. Anyways, you get the point. So this book was actually recommended to me by one of my producer friends, actually, because he was reading it, and I don't know what we were talking about, but he was like, "Hey, here's a book you should check out. I'm reading it and I think it's a good book." And that's one reason why I cherish our platonic friendship, because he be putting me on to stuff and I be putting him on to stuff, and we benefit each other in that way. So I'm grateful for that. So shout out to him for real. Anyways, the book is called Setting Boundaries to Find Peace by Nidra Glover Tawwab. I would love to discuss it and talk about it in the Facebook group. So if y'all get it, of course, I'm gonna post, the little video advertisement for this episode in the Facebook group, and just comment if you got it, and maybe we'll start a little group chat book club thing. I don't know, it's hard for me to commit to a book club. I'm still trying to finish that book and then two other books that I done started. Help me, Lord. So anyways, now that we know a little bit about what a lack of boundaries looks like, let's get into what the consequences of that lack what did I say? Let's get into, I don't know, my son is back. What is it?
I need some oatmeal.
You're not gonna eat any oatmeal.
What can I eat?
You can wait, because what did I say I was doing?
Recording.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey.
So yeah, back to what I told y'all. He just come in here to bother me. I want oatmeal. He just ate. Why are you asking me for oatmeal? He just come back here. He just be coming back here trying to be on the mic too. And I'm gonna actually do an episode. He don't know yet, but I'm gonna do an episode and he gonna actually be on it. So yeah. Anyways, though. So the consequences that come with the lack of boundaries. Personally, a lack of boundaries got me into an abusive relationship, mentally, verbally, physically, and emotionally. It was a toxic situationship. I ignored the constant disrespect from that man and just thought that I was hopelessly in love when in actuality wasn't no damn boundaries in place. So I accepted what his ass was doing and was thinking like, oh, I love him and all this other stuff, and like it's a whole nother side to that, but that will be in the book that I'm writing, so be on the lookout for that. I probably shouldn't have said that, but it's too late now. So yeah, another way you can tell that you're lacking boundaries, which, well, this is how I could tell. Let me stop saying what y'all, how y'all could tell, but the way that I could tell was I started realizing how I was feeling about myself after I like took the disrespect and stayed, after I took the physical abuse and stayed, the manipulation and stayed. Like I just felt worse and worse about myself, and like psychologically, once you start going against like your morals and your goals, and you realize that, or like mentally, I don't know what it is. I guess psychologically, I don't even know why I just said I don't know what it is, and I just said what it was. Psychologically, it's kind of like you just start feeling worthless, and you start like loving yourself less because you're putting up with shit you don't deserve, and it's going against everything that you literally like are not supposed, like it's just wrong. So when you stay in wrong situations, like it changes you. So yeah, the longer you experience life with no boundaries, the less you start to feel about yourself is the point. So um yeah, and honestly, when you feel less about yourself, it's, take it from me, it's not a place that you want to go into or be in. For me, it was a dark place and it was a little tough to get out of. So, of course, I'm only speaking on my own experiences. So, what I took from that whole thing though, post that experience, because I'm not in that situationship no more, because it wasn't even a relationship. I feel like it was just a toxic run from the beginning. Anyway, so post that, I had to realize the difference between setting boundaries and putting up walls when it came to a relationship. And to simply put it, when you've healed, you set boundaries. When you're not healed, you put up walls to keep people out instead of setting boundaries, which allows people to come in but just maintain their position. And you let them know how they're gonna treat you, or they can just come in the same way they left out. I always like to tell people the door locks from the outside. I mean, from the inside, from the outside. What do I usually say? Yeah, the door locks from the inside. So when you go out, you can't come back in. That's it. The door locked from the inside. When you walk out, when you switch sides, don't come back over here. Long story short, bottom line, period. That's the point I'm making. So anyways, that situation earlier that I was mentioning with my mom, I just had to grow through with her, because like I said, on the parenting side, setting boundaries can be tough, but it can happen. It is something that is uncomfortable, but you just have to grow through it with your parent, your kid's grandparent, or whoever it is in the family, whatever person you think is tough to stand against and set a boundary. Like, they're not gonna hate you. They may feel away, but they'll get over it. And if they don't, then oh well, the door locks from the inside. If you switch sides, don't come back over here. That's all that I'm saying. Once you adopt that mentality, then you kind of just feel free and move the way you want to move. At least I do. I'm just sharing it with y'all. So, of course, I'm going to encourage you all to set boundaries first with yourself so that it can become easy for you to set boundaries for others entering your space. And you can also recognize when boundaries are being violated and you can move accordingly. So, yeah, that's all I really had to say about setting boundaries. and stuff. So yeah, I want to know what y'all think though about setting boundaries. And if y'all gonna read that book, then we can talk about it. I mean, I'm gonna read it regardless, but I think that if you're under the sound of my voice right now, I think that you should read it too, and we should discuss it. So, but yeah, let's get into this self love deck. As always, I am pulling from the self love deck. Shout out to tonight's conversation. Shout out to Ace Metaphor. I have the self love deck, and this question says, if you could go back in time and relive a day exactly how it happened, which would you choose and why? My first thought when I read this question was the day that I first felt my son move in my belly, because it was so magical. And sometimes I do miss being pregnant and carrying him in my belly, only because parenting for me was easier when he was in my belly, and I just had to eat and, like, make sure he was, doing good in the belly and going to the doctor to see him. But I am glad that he is out now, and I am raising this brilliant little boy who is amazing and smart and brilliant. And
Yeah, and I do that stuff, right?
y'all hear him? My treacherous little twin. He know that we locked in. And I love you like my twin. It's whatever for you. You
Yeah,
know
we're
that.
best friends.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, because we're best friends and
And
treacherous little twins.
yeah, we are best friends and treacherous little twins. And you know that we locked in, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're new best friends.
We are not new best friends. We've been best friends for about 4 years now. I'm gonna need you to get with the program. So yeah, that is one of the days that I was thinking about. And then I thought, excuse me. Go on. Thank you so much. I don't know why he brought them toys in here thinking that he was finna play in this room while I'm potting. He know this room. Okay, take it in the kitchen then. Take it, go. Move. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. He be trying me, y'all. He be trying me. But train of thought, parenting 101. It's not even 101. This is just real life parenting. Like, he's not. Anyway, so yeah, that was see what I mean though? That's why I chose that day. because he wasn't. Anyways, so yeah. That day was one, but then the more that I thought about it, it was like, okay, I don't know that I would want to relive. And I don't really have a day outside of that one that came to me, because um my life honestly has been different. It hasn't been the regular. My life hasn't been. I haven't lived the regular life of a high school student or a college student. So I can't say that those days, any of those days, I would want to relive exactly the way that it happened, because I've always wanted more for my life than what I was given. So, and I guess that's what or I know actually that that's what creates my drive to do what I do in life, so I can provide myself the life that I actually want and wanted way before. Let me not get into everything. Anyways, I know that that's a part of my drive, because all I ever wanted to do was live a life that I wanted to live the life that I wanted to live. And my circumstances, the way I grew up, how I grew up, and what I grew up around, just didn't the cars didn't align that way. So that is not I don't that's the only question that I have. The first time, I mean, that's the only answer that I have. The first time I felt my son move in my stomach, because it was so magical for me. And I really miss carrying him in my belly. I miss being pregnant with him. It was a good pregnancy. I had no complaints whatsoever. He was a good baby. So yeah. Um so yeah, answer your question. I mean, provide your answer in the Facebook group. Of course, that's where I recommend, because it's a little bit more intimate. It's a private group. So join the Facebook, and the question is, if you could go back in time and relive a day exactly how it happened, which day would you choose and why? So join the Facebook group, continue the conversation in there. The call to action is that's all that I have for you all. And the toast, let's see, let me check, because I know that I got an accomplishment from somebody. Or maybe not. Maybe that's. Oh, I thought I did. I didn't. Sorry. So the toast is gonna go to your girl. Toast to me. I am toasting to me, and I am toasting to me because I have come a long way, like I always tell y'all, and I just keep getting better. I just keep getting better in my real estate, in this potting stuff, whether you think so or not. I am getting better, and I'm excited about my future. um I am under contract with my two other clients that I was telling you guys about last week. I am currently under contract, so congratulations to me. And we are doing numbers this year. The summer is mine. I'm excited about it. Of course, moving into our home, me and son, in June. And he's excited about his room. I can't wait to pick up my Lexus. Like my RAV4 I love, and I'm going to keep because it's paid off, and I'm still gonna drive because me and that car, we that car stayed down. So I'm gonna hold on to it as long as possible. Hopefully it makes it to Jasir when he turns 16. He could drive it. I already told him it was his car, because he not finna be riding the Lexus doing all that crazy stuff in the back seat like he did in my RAV4. Anyways though, so yeah, y'all, of course, that is all that I have for you all. And I am thankful and grateful for all of you that listen and share. So yeah, and you all got to hear my son, and he was featured on this episode, so that's cool. Outside of that, be well, have a great week. And what else? Be kind to yourself, because you deserve it, and love on yourself a lot, because you deserve that too. And the credits are gonna go ahead and roll now. I'll see you all next week. Thank you all for joining me this week on another affair of a Single Mother Success podcast. The links to all of our info will be in the description of this pod, and any other pod streaming service that you're listening to. It will be available in the description below. Remember to join the Facebook group, the private Facebook group, if you are a listener, and if you are a subscriber, go in there. There's a community there for you, community of women, and yeah, join the Facebook group. Subscribe. Oh yeah, subscribe to our weekly newsletter. That comes out on Sundays at 10 a.m. and it's called Real Success Through Perseverance, Letters of Legacy. So it's just, like I said, a newsletter, and it gives you a weekly affirmation and a weekly scripture and a video to carry you throughout the week until we meet on the podcast on Thursday. So yeah, stay engaged, interact with us, follow us on Instagram, and when you get in the Facebook group, introduce yourself. But yeah, I just want to thank you all for listening to another episode and interacting with us and joining us this week. Going forward, throughout this week, remember to take care of yourself, ladies. Love yourself, forgive yourself, and celebrate yourself on the daily, on the hourly, on the minutely, on the secondly, baby. And remember, toast to yourself, even if you by yourself. Just because you by yourself don't mean you alone, and just because you alone don't mean that you lonely. Love your company, and love to spend time with yourself, because at the end, ourself is all we have. So take care of yourself, and I will see y'all next week.